Now let's do two more problems using the three reads strategy that we've been using, right, for our during thing. So let's look at number 8, and it's rewritten there for you. So what is the first thing we have to look for our first read again? We're looking for...
On our first read, it says, read to determine the context of the problem.
Okay, so what is the context of our problem? It'll be some of that one. It looks like a trig problem.
Yes.
And so you have what kind of triangle?
It's a right triangle.
And you know that because it has...
The square indicating it's a right triangle.
Right, the 90 degrees. Okay. And so it has information given, an angle, and some side stuff, right?
Yes.
So that's our first read. Now let's go through this. What's the second read we're looking for?
The second read says, read to determine the purpose of the problem. What is it that is being required of you to do?
Okay, so let's read the problem again. What's it say?
Okay. Find the value of x using the sine of the given angle.
So what are we looking for? What do we want to find? What do we want to solve?
X.
X, which represents an angle or a side?
In this case, side.
Right, so in this case it's a side. All right, so what's our 3? So now we know what we're looking for. What's our third
Our third is
reading?
to come up with the plan for solving the problem, and look for applicable information that is needed to solve the problem.
Okay, so what is our plan? How are we going to solve this? We're going to use...
By using the sine ratio?
Yes, for the definition of the sine function, right? So our plan, okay, right here, our plan, you just write the sine function. So sine, and then inside
Sine.
Just say angle equals, and what is the ratio again?
The ratio is, it's opposite
Side of
side of,
the angle.
opposite side of the angle
Yep, so this is the angle right here, right?
over hypotenuse.
Right, so now we need to identify the information we need to put in this equation, right? So put sine, and what is our, let's transfer our information to our triangle here. So where is angle B?
Angle B is right there.
Okay, and so write 48.15 there. And then QE, which side is QE?
It's the long side.
And that is what?
X.
So write X there.
Variable.
And then QB,
The hypotenuse.
and where is it? Right there. And write its value.
44.97.
Yes. So now let's identify the current information. So what is this? This is the angle. So write angle given. Right? And what is QE?
QE is the long side.
Yeah, but it's also in the formula, it's called the...
Opposite side.
So write opposite side. And then QB is what?
The hypotenuse.
All right, so write hypotenuse. So we've made a plan, right?
Mhm.
And we've identified the information.
Yeah.
So now let's replace our definition with the values we've been given.
Okay.
So put sine of what?
The sine of angle B, which is 48.15.
Yep. Equals. And then,
It's opposite of the angle, so it's going to be x on top and the hypotenuse on the bottom, which is 44.97.
yes, and then we use a calculator. Oh, now you're back in algebra. You love algebra, right?
Yes.
So now we can use our algebra. So how would we get x by itself?
First of all, we just got to put x on the side.
Mhm.
So it's going to be x equals
So using algebra, you would multiply both sides by?
44.97, so it's going to be 44.97 times the sine of 48.15.
Yes. And so using your calculator, you just put those in and come up with x. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at our last problem here. and let's apply the technique again. So first reading, read the problem again.
The problem here.
Yeah, what is the context? So just read it.
Find the value of x using the sine of the given angle.
All right, so then we look at stuff, we read it, we read this, and what do you get the context? What's the context?
Context.
Yeah, what's the context we're using? It's kind of we're using the context of a right triangle
Yes.
for this problem. So that's what we're getting out of the first read. We're supposed to find this, but what's the context? What is the x inside of, or part of? So the context is the right triangle.
Got it.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so now the second read is, what do we need again? We need to,
Determine the purpose of the problem.
right, so we're trying to find x, and what is x?
The variable in the situation.
Is it an angle or a side?
Side.
So it's a side that we're solving for, right?
Yes.
So now the third one, what's the third read we're looking for?
Come up with a plan for solving a problem.
Okay, so we know that there's a relationship with the sine function to do this, right?
Yes.
So our plan is the sine, and this time we can go quicker. So what angle? So it'd be the sine of what angle?
Angle H,
Which is,
47.95.
yeah,
So put that in.
yeah. This time we just put 47.95 and then equals, and we know it's the what?
It's opposite over hypotenuse.
So what is our? So let's write this real quick. So this is the angle.
Angle SA.
Is
Right here, so it's going to be the opposite side
of which angle?
of angle H.
Right. Remember, we always have to say which angle it's opposite of.
Got it.
Make sense?
Yes.
And then SH is what?
Is the hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse. Now we know what those are. We can put them in the appropriate spots in the formula.
So it's going to be opposite side, which is going to be x over the hypotenuse, which is 4.04.
And then we use our algebra to get x by itself and solve.
Yes.
That make sense?
Yes.
All right. Stop.